close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll
go. Yesterday we left Oaxaca City and moved on to our next place, San Jose del Pacifico, which is also in the mountain. The journey wasn't great. I was sick. Some sort of glorious, lovely thing going on down there. Needed a few toilet stops. We made it. It's pretty chilly up here. I'm wearing my jumper and my long trousers, but the sun is still shining. So I'll just give you a quick tour. Our accommodation were these really cute mountaintop cabanas called Los Pinos. It was about 1 kilometer up the mountain from the main road of the village where the bus dropped us off. We had not pre-booked our accommodation, hoping to find the best but cheapest option according to our budget. Los Pinos is situated around halfway to the top of this mountain peak, and we were happy to find we were going to be the only ones staying there during the few days we were in San Jose. This was our cabin bedroom with these amazing sights of the mountain direct from the window, one of the most gorgeous sights to wake up to. We stayed at Los Pinos for 2 nights at 300 pesos per night, which equaled to around £12, so for the both of us a really good price, and also a really good price if you're a solo traveller. Considering we had the use of the entire accommodation and premises to ourselves, it was definitely worth the money. Of course, this is not guaranteed for everyone. Sorry! However, if San Jose is on your list of places to visit, I would definitely recommend Los Pinos as your top accommodation to stay in whilst here, for being both budget friendly and one of the most interesting places I stayed in whilst in Mexico. Not only did it have breathtaking views of the mountain and incredible open spaces, but a really cool fireplace hangout spot, lookouts and tree houses, and this really cool bungee swing thing, which we didn't use but you can organise through the hostel. I'm feeling better today. Yesterday wasn't a great day for me, but I am feeling better today, so I'm glad that it was just kind of like a 24-hour thing, and I can still enjoy the rest of my time. The next few days in the mountains, because like we enjoyed Mexico City and Oaxaca City, but we were both like ready to get out of city life and just a bit more like rural, visit more like local communities. I suppose what makes Mexico Mexico, and just to be in nature. It's pretty great up here. The air is fresh and the views are great. It's really cool so far. Like when I woke up this morning and opened my curtains and there's just the mountains and clear skies, that's pretty cool. I also started my period today, which is great for me. And I feel like that's something that no one really ever talks about when they go travelling, especially when you go travelling for a long time. You know, how do you manage that and kind of keep on top of like your feminine hygiene? But it's not particularly great because like for where I'm staying now, like it's not the most hygienic or like the most clean. I'll show you our bathroom. So to get to the bathroom, you have to come out of the cabana and like down these stairs. This is the water tank, which you have to turn on to fill up. And I think you have to fill up this thing, I'm not sure. This is the sink. And then this is the toilet. You have to put your tissue paper in the bin because you can't flush it. Sometimes I forget. And then this is the shower. No water actually comes out of here. We had to fill this bucket up with water and then heat it up with this, I don't know, this contraption. Yeah, so like it's not the greatest. For me personally, I have a menstrual cup. You have to steam the cup before you use it, you know, make sure it's very, very clean. It's easier and more efficient just because of the situation here, like when, you know, how clean is the water, like etc, etc. We can't get like hot water on tap, so I couldn't steam it. Luckily I steamed my cup before I came away, so it was all ready to go. But so we made our way down the mountain into the main village for some lunch. You can see the entire mountain range on this hike. It's so beautiful. We passed by this tattoo and mushroom shop. I saw this dog. Antoine wanted to call her Tattoo, but I opted for Coca. She looks like a Coca. I then saw this dog and I named her Bella. I'm pretty sure she had some puppies. She was really beautiful and so gentle. Then I found this energetic guy. He's a Malinois, which is my favorite breed. His black nose, black ears, these little paws. I decided We call him Sparky. He had so much energy as well, but he just wanted all the snuggles. I was loving it.
Okay, he's my favorite. He's my favorite. I'm gonna call him Sparky.
Apologies to those of you who are actually here for the travel content. We will get onto that in just a second. But I am genuinely so obsessed with dogs. I just absolutely have no control. I can't. And especially when they look like this. I called this incredibly cute little guy Blue because his eyes were so blue. Here I am, totally content and fulfilled from all the puppy love. Anyway, moving on, we stopped at a little restaurant called La Casa del Arbol on the main village street of San Jose. We ordered 3 meals between the two of us because we couldn't decide. Not gonna lie, it wasn't the best meal we've ever had, but did the job. It was really cute and authentic inside. We ordered 2 hot chocolates in these homemade bowls. It was super hot, burnt my tongue. They're incredibly strict and protective on having tourists and people drive through San Jose, so they actually have people sitting on the side of the road acting as a traffic control, and they only allow traffic to pass through San Cristobal to the other side every 2 hours. As much as this was a major inconvenience for us when leaving San Jose, coinciding with the available buses, I like this concept. It's kind of like protecting the peace of the village and the people.
Good things, but no, okay?
Hello everyone, so this is my new friend. Say hello. Say hello. I called him Hercules. I gave him some food all the way down the bottom of the mountain. And he followed us all the way back to the top. This was about an hour and a half ago. And we've just come out the room after a little nap and he's back.
It's not a good thing.
It is a good thing. He's so cute. He's so cute. So now I have a dog. Don't you feel happy that we have a new dog?
Yeah. I'm happy.
So, after adopting a new dog, Hercules, the goodest boy in all the land, we couldn't help ourselves but go back to the mushroom shop, Casa Wayu. I'm pretty sure, people just come to San Jose for this shop. Disclosure, can neither confirm nor deny if we bought/tried anything. Do not try this at home. P.S. Don't tell mum and dad.
Any vegetable, but the difference is that the vegetable is just something. It's just something. The mushrooms are beans.
Okay.
The beauty of the mush, but not so. But trust me, with this, nothing happened. Nothing more happened.
This is longer.
It's just a longer. And trust me, they feel many things like approach, movement, direction, height. Okay?
After a cute little science lesson on the biology of mushrooms, again, can neither confirm nor deny whether we bought/tried anything. P.S. Don't tell mum and dad. We left the shop with or without some product and headed down the mountain to look at a few other shops we wanted to look at. P.S. Highly recommend Casa Wayu. A friend of a friend of a friend told me it costs 400 pesos, which is £20. Saw another cute big fluffy dog, but I'm not gonna lie, this guy was not interested. I was a bit upset. We went into this lady's shop and found a parakeet. I think it's a parakeet. He wanted to climb on you and be held, but he didn't want to be touched, so clearly had some problems. I ended up buying a Barger hoodie, the one that the lady is actually holding behind me, for £10. Barger hoodies derive from indigenous culture and are typically now worn by Mexicans in the mountainous regions, and I can confirm it kept me warm and toasty. It was also homemade and sourced from local materials, which I really enjoy. This next experience, I can't even begin to explain how utterly amazing it was. This was a Temezcal experience, which is like a hot sauna or sweat lodge. It is a traditional experience, usually for healing of the body, mind, and soul. And it was... I am speechless. I have no words. I can't describe this experience. It's one of the best experiences of my life. He began by heating the rocks up for 1 to 2 hours over a burning stove beforehand, and then gave us both a cleansing ritual to clean ourselves before stepping into the hot sauna. He picked natural ingredients and herbs from his garden, which is like just the forest behind his house basically, and would soak these herbs in water and then steam them over the hot rock, which would release all of the natural chemicals in the sauna. It's really good for our throat and lungs, and yeah, just really relaxing, calming, cleansing. I've never felt so fresh in my life, nor have I ever sweated so much in my life. It felt so good, but also I couldn't cope. He was actually just telling us right now as well that it was mandatory to take a cold shower afterwards for our own health and safety, as not to pass out basically because it was so hot inside. To have him invite us into his home for this traditional and culturally rich experience, perform the ceremony and lead us through the process was absolutely priceless. This was an incredibly grounding and connecting moment for me to the roots of Mexican culture. I have no words. It was incredible. We paid 500 pesos for the Temezcal sauna, which is £25 or £12.50 each, and it was absolutely worth the money and more. Highly recommend. 11 out of 10. So after an amazing experience at the Temezcal sauna, the next day I was finally brave enough to climb this tree. I free climbed this with no support and no ropes. Maybe you think I'm crazy, but it wasn't as bad as it seems. It was very vertical, and when we got to the top it was incredibly high, but it felt good and I felt proud of myself. We encountered this bridge which made it to the treehouse platform, but it was so wobbly and had absolutely no support, and I just couldn't. I did not feel safe whatsoever. Even Antoine climbed it and said he was scared and it was a little bit dangerous, so if he's scared then it's an absolute no-go from me. Found these brothers and I called them Marco and Polo. It was finally time to leave San Jose, and after an incredibly hectic rush up the mountain to grab our things and back down again before the barriers closed so we could catch the last bus of the day, we were headed out of there. The journey out of the mountains and towards the coast was long but incredibly scenic. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hated every single minute of it. It was like a 9-seater cramped bus for 4 hours and it was not enjoyable. And I also had the dreaded fear of being sick again and needing to every 30 minutes because the roads were so windy. But as we made our way towards the coast, it got a lot busier, the towns were bigger and bustling with people, and there was a lot more noisy culture. So as we arrived in the town of Pacifico, this was actually the bridge we were supposed to take, but because it was rainy season and there was a huge flood, the bridge broke, so we had to take a detour. From Pacifico, we took a 20 to 30 minute colectivo ride to Mazunte, which was our next destination. The colectivo cost 50 pesos each, which is like 40p. If you're ever in Mexico, take a colectivo and avoid taxis where you can. It's so cheap and will save you so much money. It's literally just a pickup truck that converts the back of the truck into seating. It's really easy. You can hop on and off multiple times in the day with regular colectivos, even through into the nighttime, and it will literally save you so much money. You can find them almost anywhere you visit in Mexico. Here we are in Mazunte, and I found this lady blowing a conch on the beach. First day in Mazunte was a stormy one. It was overcast and cloudy and the waves were really rough, but this morning we thought it would be a good idea to swim into the ocean, climb on a rock and do some fishing. All we had was a piece of wood, some string and a small piece of bait, and this was how far out into the ocean we were. It was something like 25 meters. Yeah, I can't say it was the best decision I ever made to just jump into the ocean with little to no experience of actually being in the ocean, and here's me living with that decision because I hurt myself.
That is exactly what I want to know.
I'm so happy. I'm not gross. I'm African. We eat everything. It's a movie. So, I hate mine, but now she's scared.
I can't. For those of you wondering, I have a strange phobia of the texture of food, so the thought of putting this fluffy, moldy mushroom in my mouth was just no. In the evening, we took a 20p collectivo ride to the next town across, Zipolite. It was about 15 minutes. This town was really cool. Everything was basically on the beach, like all the accommodation, all the hostels had some really cool beach bars. I love this place. It was more of a traveler, hippie, surfer vibe for me. It was definitely way more popular. There was more people on the beach. We took a beer at this really cool bar. It was cute, it had some hanging swings, and we always opt for local beer because it's always cheaper. It cost us £2 each. Then we played some football with the locals. Here's me just hanging out the back of the collectivo. The Mexicans do not care. I love this. I feel so free. Moving on today, and we're going to go head down to Puerto Escondido, which is about an hour away north of Mazunte. We're hopefully going to see some turtles. Yesterday we went back to the beach in the morning and we swam like 25 meters out into the sea onto like this big rock, and we did some fishing, which was super cool. A little bit traumatic for me. I'm not the strongest swimmer, especially in the ocean, and it was very, very rough. So it was a bit of a challenge for me, but I made it there and back safe. A few battle wounds to remember the moment, but we caught some fish. We caught a few fishies, and then we had to come in because it was getting a bit too rough. The lifeguard was they've been chucking it down with rain, so last night we actually had a leak in the roof, so our like room is completely filled with water on the floor, which is great. No one panic. Making our way to Puerto Escondido, we found two other friendly travellers to share a taxi with at 250 pesos each, which is around £12, so not bad for a 2-hour drive. When we arrived, we found a privately run hotel called Casa Gael. This was run by a really sweet and helpful family who lived downstairs, and we had all the space we needed at a really good price of 300 pesos per night. We had 2 double beds in the room, a private bathroom, and even a kitchen space. So essentially a whole studio apartment to ourselves for the equivalent of £15 a night.
What's it called? Playa de Cotala, Puerto Escondido.
We arrived in the evening, grabbed groceries, and then went straight to sleep. The next day we hired a scooter for the next 3 days, and then went and did some surfing. It was incredibly impossible, like the waves were just too strong. I had to go on the scooter for the first time ever in my life. Being a biker girl is definitely my alter ego. Then we did some exploring and found a really beautiful beach about 15 minutes from the main town of Puerto Escondido for quite possibly the best activity of the trip thus far.
Right now we're at Playa Cocha because we're gonna release some baby turtles. A little turtle sanctuary right here on the beach, where they just house like the baby turtles in the nest and look after the nest so they don't get eaten by predators. And they do a program where we get to release their babies into the ocean ourselves, and we don't touch the turtles or anything. We just like hold them in like a little coconut shell and just make sure that they get into the ocean nice and safely, and they don't get eaten by any birds or snakes or whatever else is in there. I don't know.
What's the name?
Sammy. No! Don't touch me, Sammy. Okay, go, Sammy, go! Go, Sammy, go! Go! Be free! What's his name? Patrick. No, don't touch him. Patrick.
The next day we headed to a highly raved about beach called Playa Carrizalillo, and as much as the hike down to the beach and the beach itself was absolutely stunning, it was not the beach for me. I don't like to be where there are other people. And there was just too many people on this beach. There was absolutely no space on this beach. To rent a sun lounger was just way too expensive, and if you like the aesthetic, this beach is for you, but I would not recommend. We went back to Playa Bacocha and spent the day there. The next morning, Antoine went surfing and I took myself on a little solo date. I took a brownie for breakfast, don't judge me, and a coffee and read some of my book, an amazing book by the way. The coffee was also really great. I then saw this guy taking photos of his twin dogs in front of the Zicatella sign. It was one of the cutest things I've ever seen. I nearly cried, I swear. Absolute goals. Then bought some Skittles before taking a walk on the beach. I saw this guy chasing his dog, it was so adorable. Then I met back up with Antoine and we decided to explore the abandoned building right in front of our hotel. Definitely not something we were allowed to be doing, but like the rebels we are, we did it anyway. The word no means absolutely nothing to me. No, I'm kidding, that's not true. But curiosity got the best of us, and inside the building we were extra careful and respectful. This elevator was legit giving scenes from The Walking Dead. Found this spiral staircase in the center of the building which led all the way to the roof. Okay, full disclosure, it was definitely dangerous and reckless for us to be up here and to technically be trespassing. But it was so exciting and the view was amazing. I'd give it like a risk factor 6 out of 10. It's giving me horror movie Walking Dead vibes, like I'm in my element. And some of it was actually quite scary, but I had so much fun, and it's free. However, PS, do not try this at home, and PS, don't tell mom and dad. After we went back to the beach to do some more playing, I wanted to climb the rocks, Antoine wanted to play with his stick. After an adventurous afternoon, we wanted to chill for a little while before catching the overnight bus to our next destination. We headed to Gitanas, which was right next to our hotel, for drink and paint. You could take a drink, some tapas, and paint all at the same time. We both love to get creative and paint just for fun, so this was a really nice activity to spend the afternoon doing. The lady who owned the bar was super nice and really friendly, and inside the bar was filled with artwork all done by herself. We paid 500 pesos or £25 all inclusive for the both of us. I absolutely did not ruin my entire white outfit with all of this paint. Here's me not looking guilty. After a successful drink and paint and some not so successful artwork, we went home, grabbed our bags, checked out of our hotel, and went to find some dinner and snacks for the 13-hour night bus we were about to embark on to our next destination. If you really enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, click that button, share with your friends and travel buddies, and keep an eye out for Mexico Part 3 because my journey is not over and I still have so much I want to show you.